I'm the Avatar. I'm the one you're looking for.
Yeah, duh. Duh, bro. Fucking, are you kidding me?
Wait!
Okay, so the Netflix Avatar has been up for a little bit now. There's already like 1,000 videos on it by 1,000 different people, but I haven't made my video. And I haven't told you how I feel. And how I feel is I hate the show. That's it, video over. Now, usually I wouldn't really care, but I feel like I've been gaslit by the internet because every way I look, I'm seeing like, it's okay, it's good, it's a good adaptation, and it's not. Like, it's garbage. So I thought we'd come here today as a family. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna see if it is a good show. And we're also gonna see what makes a good adaptation. So yeah, join me and let's do this. So we open up the show in the capital city and we see an earthbender being captured. And then we get this scene.
You're too late. Your battle plans are already on their way to the Earth Kingdom.
Good.
We'll be prepared for your attack. You wanted us to know. We aren't the real target.
Wait.
Your battle plans are already on their way to the Earth Kingdom.
Good.
We'll be prepared for your attack.
When your king receives those plans, the water tribes and the air nomads and the entire world will turn their attention to the earthbenders.
You wanted us to know.
Like, he literally just told you, good, like, we don't care, we're going after someone else. And then he realizes afterwards, like 2 minutes into the conversation, what?
The show's just started. Like literally, this is like the first scene.
So after that, he gets a handshake.
And then we go straight to the southern CGI air temple.
Oh gosh. What's happening, Birdie? What's happening, Birdie?
And believe it or not, there may come a day when you wish you'd spent more time with your teachers.
This is a fucking CW show. What am I even meant to say? This dude's a psychic. He knows he's gonna die. He's like, bro, you should love me. Name's like...
The other students better go.
And we find out Aang does not know he's the Avatar yet. So we see Monkey Otto and the other monks talking about how they need to tell Aang he is the Avatar because they have word the Fire Nation is about to attack.
The water tribes are already sending the warriors to aid the earthbenders, and we need to help them as well. And we need the Avatar.
If we send him away before he learns these things, he could fail to be everything we need him to be. And he and the world might never recover from that.
The role
Dude.
of the
Dude speaking in fourth dimension, bro. He knows what's gonna happen.
On the surface, it's not a bad change. I actually don't mind this change if they absolutely needed to make this change for some reason. With the intro, we can see the Fire Nation wants to attack, so they need the Avatar, so it's away. So Monkey Otto goes and tells Aang he is the Avatar, and then we get this scene.
Her spirit echoes in one of us. And you have always been special, the most talented airbender I have ever known.
I never asked to be special.
But you are. And you are the Avatar. The Fire Nation is embarked on...
No way.
the dark paths. Only the Avatar.
Sorry, we need to go back.
Asked to be special.
But you are. And you are the Avatar. The Fire Nation is embarked on a dark path. Their actions threaten to throw...
Okay, no, real quick, right? To me, I always imagined that technically Monkey Otto was the better ear bender. Now, Aang is a special little boy, but he would have had to learn that from someone, right? And that someone was Monkey Otto. Even Aang in the original, right?
Hey guys, I I want you to meet somebody.
Who's that?
Monkey Atso, the greatest airbender in the world. He taught me everything I know.
He says that Monkey Gyatso was the best air nomad. But here they're making like Gyatso is like fucking nothing compared to Aang. Like he's just the best. He's just a fucking prodigy. Like it's so natural to him regardless of training. Like he's just the best. He could have been fingering his ass all day and then he still would have came out on top. But whatever. So then after he finds out, we get another scene that's just amazing.
Gyatso says I'm supposed to be the Avatar. Me. Monks don't even trust me to feed the baby bison, and I'm supposed to save the world? He said I need to remember who I am. But I know who I am. I like to play airball and eat banana cakes and goof off with my friends.
Oh my god, I'm pretty sure we've all seen this scene by now, but it's such a golden showcase of how bad the writing is in this show. It's terrible. It's actually terrible. Oh my god. Like, what am I even going to say after?
So Aang has a silken fucking lead because he's so special, but he never asked to be, so... What am I doing? So after he leaves, all hell breaks loose and the Fire Nation attack. Very convenient timing, must I say. And yeah, they just fucking... they just murder everyone. Now, I have to imagine everyone who's seen this scene, they must have hated it as much as I have. Like they could have just not shown this scene and just saved it for later when Aang goes back to the temple and then he has like a flashback. But no, you show it now and just ruin the mystery of the whole show, the whole mystery of the Avatar, his disappearance and the Fire Nation attacking. It's just gone now. Like they genuinely just ruined one of the best bits from the original, where Aang slowly finds out about what happened and then he just fucking loses his shit. So after that, we finally begin where the original show did. Well, sort of. With Katara and Sokka. Katara's doing a little waterbending, or well, trying to at least. And then they get on a boat and oh my gosh, they somehow fucked themselves.
So where were you before? You were waterbending again, weren't you?
Don't worry. No one could see me. Not that it matters.
Of course it matters. If anyone from the Fire Nation finds out you're a waterbender.
No one from the Fire Nation has approached the village in years. Besides, there's nothing to see. An otter penguin could love more water than me.
It's probably for the best. You should be helping out more around the village anyway.
I hate this show. Like, dude, why are we supporting this show, bro? Oh my gosh. So, if the Fire Nation has not been there in years, why would he be like, what are you doing, you waterbender? What are you doing? Are you waterbending right now? What the fuck? Bro, oh my god.
Katara in the original is the only remaining waterbender in her entire village. And guess what? This scene does not happen in the original. Because why the fuck would Sokka tell Katara not to waterbend if the Fire Nation has not been there in years? Like, why would he do that? Like, why would he do that? Well, in the original, he doesn't. But he's just a fucking dumbass, so I guess he does. Also, they make it a point in this show to show that Katara just fucking sucks at waterbending. Like, she can't waterbend at all, pretty much. They literally go out of their way to show that she is not good at waterbending at all. In the original, even though she's like this, she's the last remaining waterbender and stuff like that, she's still pretty good. She's not like this show. She can do basic waterbending and maybe even slightly above that. She's just not that good. She's not a pro level waterbender. Also, there's no one teaching her that, so she has to learn on her own. But anyways, we'll bring this up again very, very soon.
Katara, soak later, paddle now. Good job.
I'm not doing this.
Wait. What are you
Katara,
doing there?
soak later.
Hold up. What the heck did you just say?
Good job.
Good job. You just said, like, you just went off her. You just went off her. Alright, whatever.
So after scolding Katara for using her waterbending, but then praising her straight after, like what? They end up crashing, and then this happens. Okay, So you're telling me a person who can't even make a ball out of water somehow made this happen? I'm honestly confused at what they're trying to show here, if it was indeed Katara who broke the iceberg from waterbending, or if it was just a big fucking coincidence. As always, in the original, there is no doubt it was Katara who broke him out. Like, she physically and literally did it. She is inversely tied to the Avatar journey and plays a crucial part in the legacy of the Avatar. Because Katara quite literally sees Aang within the iceberg and without hesitation breaks him out, setting us up for the show and the story of the Avatar. They split this up into two here. So they find him and then Katara's like, oh yeah, this random person who just fucking flopped here at my feet. Yeah, sure, he's a kid, let's say. Whereas in the original, like I said, they see this kid, he's just trapped in a fucking giant iceberg. So of course they tried to save him. I want you guys to just take note of this from now on. Like all the little micro changes they did for no reason. Like, we'll talk about it later, but you'll see. Okay, by the way, this right here is one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video. So after the fucking iceberg breaks, right, we get the most baffling fucking things I've ever fucking seen. Zuko, fucking Prince Zuko, has a voodoo doll of Aang for when he returns. Now, this blew my mind when I saw this.
This fucking thing. So when I first watched this, and I saw that bullshit, that fucking statues lighting up, that was when I was like, okay, that's it. I give up with the show. Well, that was one of the things that made me say it. What the fuck is that? We better find out. If I go throughout the whole season without finding out what that is, that little magical doodad. It's like a GPS tracker for Aang. Like, what the fuck? Who made that? How is that even possible? What is that? If we don't find out, I'm gonna be pissed.
Now I thought, okay, fine, whatever, they can change it if they want. But then, they do the same fucking thing from the original show anyways.
Finally.
So, they ended up doing the giant blue light in the sky anyway. So why did we have a magical totem that does... Why? What is... We still better find out what it is.
So, why? Why, Netflix? Why? What was the point? What was the point? We better find out what that voodoo doll was for. I swear to God, we better find out. So they bring Aang back to the village, and Zuko starts edging to the idea of the Avatar journey.
You think I'm imagining things?
Sometimes light beams are nothing more than celestial glimmers in the winter sky. All I'm saying is, it's hard to see you get your hopes up every time you see a sign.
The magical totems.
Aang wakes up.
I understand that they, like, clearly they are doing their own thing now. But I personally hate how he's just Superman now. That's just bullshit, in my opinion. Like, how I always envisioned it is like, even with every other bending technique, whatever. It's more like when you move your hand as a gust of wind. It's not just... And you have essentially telekinesis. Like, that's bullshit. Like, what the fuck?
And then we get this.
The Southern Air Temple, where the air nomads live. Well, not all the air nomads, but most of them had just arrived for the Great Comet Festival.
The Great Comet Festival.
Grand?
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony.
The Comet Festival? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Just gets up. Such a beating. Like she's going through a manic episode. I'm going through a manic episode. Oh my
Then
god.
everything.
So she, just one for one repeats the intro of the Avatar, the cartoon. Oh my gosh. God bless her. God bless her. God bless this poor woman. She has no right being on this set.
But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
I don't give a fuck.
And so the Fire
Do I look like I
Nation
give a
marched
fuck?
and
Because I
laid
don't.
waste Everyone in the village knows this story, but you don't. Do you, young man? Just as you don't know that airbenders haven't been seen in generations, and that the Southern Air Temple was the first to fall, because you've been trapped in that ice this whole time. The last time that the Great Comet was seen in the sky was 100 years ago.
Again, this does not fucking work, because we already know this. This isn't a fucking giant bomb or twist that's been placed on us. This is just an old woman fucking exposition dumping all over him and then also traumatizing Aang.
He is the last airbender.
So Aang just fucking leaves. Katara goes to cheer him up, and then we get this.
100 years. All my friends, everyone I know, they're all gone.
Remember that. I fucking remember that. He just said they're all gone. This old lady just trauma dumped on him that he fucking abandoned everyone and that it's been 100 years and that his people were the first people to go. Alright? Remember that. He knows this. He just said he fucking knows this.
I'm sorry. Believe me, I know how hard it is to lose the people you love.
And she just said, I know how hard it is to lose the people you love. He heard her, alright? Remember that.
They destroyed everything in their path. Everything. Everyone.
She's literally going on about how ruthless they are and Aang just staring at her like a fucking dumbass. He's literally looking at her. He can hear her, alright? Remember that. Anyways, so they go to the crashed Fire Nation ship on the war and they practice waterbending, leaving us with this scene.
You're a waterbender.
Barely.
Bro, she just said barely. She knows she cannot waterbend. She knows this. The show knows this. She is trash. She doesn't know what she's doing besides the most basic thing, which is basically just making the water ripple. Which, hey, I'm perfectly okay with. That just makes her journey and what she eventually becomes so much more better, you know? Started from the bottom and now we're here, right? Because she eventually does become a waterbender on the same fucking level as the Avatar. And that's no easy feat, right? And she obtained that in the original show from
focus, commitment, sheer will. Something you know very little about.
Like from the beginning, she set out to become the best waterbender she could be. And it wasn't handed to her. Like they actually make that a point in the original show. She gets pissed off at Aang at one point because he is the Avatar. And even though he's just trying to help her, she knows she has to put in 100 times more effort just to match it. Which she eventually does do. Which again, isn't an easy feat.
There's a reason. I'm the only waterbender left in the village. They've killed all the others. Sokka just doesn't understand.
Again. She just said the Fire Nation killed like everyone before. That's how why they had that conversation. And now she's saying they killed every waterbender. Remember that. They know that clearly because I just said it.
I'm a warrior. I should be able to do more for our people.
The monks told me bending is about energy and balance. By feeling the energy around you, you find balance. Finding balance, feel the energy.
Like what? Like what?
Nice!
I wasn't even really trying.
That's good.
I wasn't even really trying. Shut your big ass
Just have to let go.
Oh my god.
Bro, so this is essentially the first time she waterbend, right? And she has to flex that she wasn't even trying. So Aang just sprouts some bullshit about energy or whatever that could quite literally be applied to fucking anything. Like literally anything. But somehow from that Optimus Prime ass speech, she fucking transcends into this amazing waterbender. Again, right? She doesn't know what she's doing. She literally doesn't know. She doesn't know any waterbending techniques, movements, nothing. She just heard Aang say whatever bullshit he said, and she just learns to waterbend out of nowhere. Remember that fact. Remember the fact that she's the only waterbender left. She's never had a teacher. She quite literally has no idea what the fuck she's doing, but somehow she made this fucking miracle happen, where she essentially, for the first time, fucking waterbend. And it was a fluke, like she did. It was essentially a fluke, but then she started bragging about it. She's bragging about how she barely even tried. Like, yeah, we know you don't know what you're doing, but somehow you made this happen out of pure happenstance. She just fucking did it. Alright, you know what? I'll be nice. I'll just leave it. I'll just. So after that terrible scene, we see that Prince Zuko is heading towards the village, and then we see this.
I don't understand. Why are they here? After all this time, what could they possibly want?
Him.
I just love the fact that the poor woman is still there, just trauma dumping all over Aang, just pointing the finger at him.
He's more than the Last Airbender, aren't you? You are the Avatar.
She hasn't continued this straight up traumatizing this kid. After he ran off, she's like, I'm not done, bro. She finds him again. And she's like, hey, you little shit, you know what you are? You're the Avatar.
Aang?
I love the look that she gives. She's like, see, I fucking told you. Like, she does not give a shit about Aang at all.
Knew he was hiding something. When the world needed the Avatar the most, he vanished. Because he's a coward. He ran and people died.
Sokka.
They've landed.
Wait, hold the fuck up. Wait. Don't they already know this? Are they just saying... Well, they just said this inside the hut. And then they're saying it again. What?
Need to go hide.
Also, screw Sokka. I don't know if
We need to get somewhere safe.
So Zuko shows up and demeans Aang. Sokka's like, well, alright then.
Where is he?
But then Katara stops him and cries about hope, something like I don't know, she said a lot of stuff.
But remember what Mom told us too. She said that we have to protect those who can protect themselves. He's lost everything he knows. Sokka, don't you see? He's the Avatar.
He lied to us about it.
So then Sokka's like, alright then, hey mate, let's do this, stop, yeah. But then he gets his fucking shit off. And then we get this scene.
When I first watched this, I was like, oh, okay, this is where we're finally gonna see some Aang action. You know what I mean? He's doing Zuko's butt. But, instead...
Leave him alone!
Yes, are we actually gonna see it? Is it gonna look nice?
Burn the whole place to the ground.
No! I'll go with you. Just leave him alone. I'm the one you're looking for.
Yeah, duh, bro.
Get him.
Are you kidding me?
Wait! It's okay, Katara. No one has ever fought for me before. I think you're the bravest person I've ever met.
Hey, what the fuck did you say?
No one has ever fought for me before. I think you're the bravest person I've ever met.
I don't even know what to say.
Like, bro, what? Again, Monkey Otso literally died for you. You fucking little shit, Aang. Dude, what the fuck? So they take Aang, and then Sokka wants to go save him, because apparently he wants to be nice now, or whatever. Is it just because Aang said you were brave? Like, what? You literally had no problem leaving this kid to die, but now I guess your whole life is indebted to him, just because he called you brave. So to capture Aang, Uncle Aro has a talk with him, and then he breaks down like 2 seconds, and he steals Zuko's book. He's trying to get Aang to sign it. He's a big fan. And then yeah, he breaks out and tries to escape the ship, but then oh no, he fucking dies. Nah, just kidding. Sadly, Appa, Katara, and Sokka come to save him. And then, now, this bit, right? This is... I'll just let it play out. Bro, you have no idea how much I hate this scene. When I first watched this, like I was noticing all the changes and stuff, and then we get to this scene, and I was ready to end it all.
Okay, they made it a point, right? She does not know how to waterbend. She doesn't know how to, right? So how the fuck did she do that? Like, how did she do that? I want you to be dead serious right now. If she is the only waterbender and the only lesson she has ever learned is that stupid lesson from Aang that doesn't even apply to her, that's like, I don't know how she managed to get anything out of anything he said. How did she do that? This, that, what, how?
I'm not gonna lie, like I just want you guys to know, I really do not care. I do not care how they did Katara badly in this show. I do not care if Katara was the one to do this. Like, that's not the point I'm trying to say. The point being is that this show, not even the original does this, but in this show, they actively went out of their way to show us that she cannot waterbend. Like, they showed this to us. They made it very explicit. They made it a very explicit point of her character. I don't know why, but they did it. They've been showing that from literally quite literally, the first time you see her. She does not know how to waterbend. Yet she does this somehow. This, when I first watched this, when like I just gave up. Like, I could not handle it. The writing, everything about the show is so atrocious. But somehow people like this. And I know I'm gonna get hate for this, but I really do not care. This show is bad. Like, it is. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even have the energy to waste, but we're gonna push through, right? This is just, again, just screenwriting 101, okay? Why the fuck would you go out of your way to show something, but then just ignore it and disregard it anyway? If you're not going to respect it, what was the point of showing it in the first place? Like, my point is, what was the point of showing that to us? Like, in the original, she could already waterbend, and being around Aang and going on this story together, that only made her more powerful. But she literally could not, right? In this timeline, she could not waterbend at all. And for who knows how long. Only for like 2 minutes ago when Aang said something about air going up his butthole. And then she's like, oh yeah, you're right. And I'm a fucking natural. Okay, but whatever. We're gonna move past this now. So now, yeah, we're up to episode 3 of the original, where Aang finally goes back to the Southern Theater. And yeah. Okay, so this scene, right, it feels like just genuinely necessity. Like, they just had to show this, even though they have actively done everything in their power to ruin this moment, even before it's come up. Like, we already know everything that's about to go down. We already know the reveals. We already know everything. We already know how Monkey Otto and literally every single airbender has died. That's why I told you guys to remember all the little stuff that changed, the stuff from earlier, because all this stuff is fucking stupid.
What's not?
Now this would be a huge burden for anyone. But you're not just anyone, Aang. You're strong.
You're special.
And kind. Remember that. Always remember who you are.
So yeah, Aang just starts crying, and it's just like, come on, Aang. You literally was already sucking beforehand when old grandma was traumatizing you. Like, you already know they're dead. You saw it too when you first entered the attempt. There was no grand reveal. Like, like, what's the point of anything? Like, what was the point of showing Katara and her opening up about how they killed everyone and Fire Nation is so ruthless and all this stuff? Like, what was the point of showing that? She's like, hey man, the Fire Nation's killed the people I love too. But I don't know, I guess Aang just fucking forgot. He got hit with a sudden wave of amnesia or something like that. I don't know. Aang is just fucking dumb. He's just a dumbass, alright? He's just stupid.
Oh boy, I hate this. Wow.
I can't imagine a better person to have been given this power. You are my friend. You will always be my friend.
So, like, again, so, like, in the original, Katara, not really Sokka and anything, she calms him down. She's like, yo, it's alright, like, your family's dead and shit. But I mean, we're your family, it's alright, it's cool. This time, he's just like, yo, sorry, not your fucking friend. And that calms him down. Because Gyatso said he was his friend one time. Alright, cool.
Alright, what pisses me off, right, amongst all the other stuff, like, if Netflix wanted to be shitty, and they did, right, so good job, I guess, but if they just swapped these two scenes around, instead, we got Aang thinking about how Monk Gyatso said he'll be his friend. Like, what? That's what calmed you down, Aang? What? In the original, it was quite literally Katara. She calms him down. She's like, yo, Aang, it's alright, like, sorry, bro, but it's alright, we're family time. Like, it was sad, like, you know what I mean? Here, you can barely hear Katara, but that's not what calms him down. What calms him down here is Monk Gyatso saying, I'm your friend, Aang, you'll always be my friend. Like, that's what calms him down. That's what calms him down. That's what calms him down. Why? But again, like, if they wanted to make it ass, and they did, so good job, I guess. But you could have just swapped these two scenes around. And I swear to God, it somehow would have been better than whatever this is. I'm your friend, Aang, I'm your... Shut up, right? Just shut up. So yeah, that was the end of episode 1. So, yeah.
I don't know where this will all lead. And I don't know if I have what it takes. But the one thing I do know is... I'm the Avatar. And this is just the beginning.
Do you get it, guys? Because it's the end of the episode. And he doesn't know where he's gonna go or something, and... Oh boy.
That was just the first episode. Alright, so before we get back into Avatar, I think we should talk about other adaptations and see what exactly makes a good adaptation. So we're going to look at some other adaptations and see how they approached it. So first we're going to look at My Hero Academia. So I'm a visual person, right? So I feel like it's much more easier to explain that way, so just stick with me. Here we have a circle, and this is the molding for what we are going to call the manga. So all we know is that this is the original, and in this instance, it's the manga, because that's what My Hero started as, so we're going to call this the manga. It doesn't matter what it is, like the manga, the book, whatever, it's just the original, right? So we're going to fill it up, do whatever, make the manga what it is, and boom, yep, there it is. Now over here, we have a triangle, and this we're going to call the anime. So let's see how they went about it, right? So they have to somehow adapt this into this. Right? Now, there's no way it's going to be a replica, like a one-to-one replica, because, I mean, first of all, they're different shape. So again, it's probably not going to look one-to-one or anything. But hey, if it's crafted well, I mean, hey, look, it looks pretty good. And I mean, if it's good and it's good enough, one might prefer one or the other. And I guess that essentially that's how you know if it's adapted well. If someone can look at one or the other and say, yeah, it's the same thing. But yeah, of course, slightly different though. And one might prefer one or the other. But the bottom line is they're both good, right? Like you can definitely tell they're meant to be the same thing, but they just approached it differently. They are meant to be the same thing, but how they achieve that outcome might be slightly different. You might have to cut some scenes for one of them, or even add in some scenes, or even swap some things around, but they are meant to be the same thing. And I think, in my humble opinion, that's what makes a good adaptation, right? It has to have like the essence, the soul, the heart of the original. Well, let's see how My Hero Academia did. The anime follows the manga pretty closely, but for streamlining, they cut out some things, and honestly, in my opinion, it's much more coherent that way. So what I mean is, they do cut some things out, or even erase some things entirely. The animes are doing this purely out of constraint, just because the fact the manga is on chapter 400, and they only have a certain amount of episodes per season, and they have to keep up. But again, with this constraint, right, I feel like they could have so easily cut out things that were really important, but they only cut out things that just didn't make sense or just didn't need to be there. Or they just streamlined it so it's much more quicker. Not main things, by the way, I don't think so at least. Really, and I mean this, just the side characters, just the side quest stuff. And this makes for better adaptation. That's why you do have a very divided community of anime enjoyers and manga enjoyers. So again, you are essentially following the exact same story, how the manga plays out, but just with liberties taken to adapt it to a TV anime. I believe, honestly, that this is how you make a good adaptation, if you wanted to follow the original more closely. Now, some people might hate that and say like, oh, boo-hoo, you should do your own thing and not copy it exactly. But honestly, how I feel is, at a certain point, it should just be its own thing if you're trying to not do the original, if you get what I'm saying. But I digress. So that brings me to my next point. Let's look at The Boys. Now, I think personally, right, that The Boys is probably up there as probably being one of, if not the best adaptation we've ever had. Up there in the ranks with The Last of Us and Invincible and a select few. Now, what makes The Boys a great adaptation is the fact that they don't follow the comics exactly. They do their own thing, but it is still The Boys. Now let's go back to the Wilson certified chart thing, right? Let's see how The Boys fares up. So again, here's The Boys original comic, and this is The Boys show. And if you know the story from the comics, this is the show trying to achieve the same thing, but they're going about it in a very different way. And in my opinion, they're nailing it for the most part. And most people say they're even doing it better than the comic, but it's still meant to be the same thing. So how did they do when they adapted this into this? Well, how they decided to do it was, of course, have pretty much the same story, right? With the same characters, but their backstories might be different if they had to. And it had to fit the tone and the new story, I guess. For example, just one real quick. The boys in the comic, they all have V powers, but in the show, they don't. And they added temp V. Now, honestly, I haven't seen anyone complain about this, except for me, I'm not gonna lie. But it's not a bad change. They had to do it for the show because it is trying to be somewhat different, even though it is the same thing. So what I'm trying to say is they didn't really change anything unless it needed to be. For example, just gonna speed run through this thing. Just a random thing. In the comics, Homelander was like, I guess, bi. This was omitted in the show though, because we would have got a really fucked up scene between Soldier Boy and Homelander, and it would have just been pointless. Like it would have just been for no reason. But hey, they removed it and it worked out great. You see what I mean? They only removed it if it was pointless, like for the show to have. It makes sense for the show to change it and get rid of this aspect. Another thing, Stormfront, you know the fucked up Nazi lady? She was not a girl in the comics, she was a guy. She went through significant changes for the show, but it was only made better for the show. No one has really complained about this, I don't think so at least. And it was made better for the show. The show is way better for this change. And now just a slight spoiler for season 3 on. Yeah, Homelander kills Black Noir, and we can clearly see that they are not doing the comics 1-to-1 with just that alone. Because in the comics, if you haven't been spoiled yet by YouTube short, which I absolutely hate, I swear to God, I hate that shit. Black Noir is a clone of Homeland. The reveal of Black Noir being a clone is sort of tied to the ending of the comic, so I don't want to spoil exactly what happens. That's just one aspect of it, him being a clone. If you guys want me to speak about The Boys in another video, let me know that. So because it is tied to the ending sort of, I don't want to spoil any more of that. But yeah, again, just from that alone, we can clearly see how this is an adaptation of this. They are doing the same thing, the same story, but they're going about it in a completely different way. Like again, in the comics, right? The boys are effectively all suits, with Butcher taking V prior to the comic. But with the show, they created Temp V, with the side effects and repercussions and stuff like that. And because of that, that leaves Butcher with 12 to 6 months left to live by the end of season 3. Now again, in my opinion, that's how you do an adaptation. You take the original and only make necessary changes to create your own story if you want to do that. But you still have to contain the integrity of the original source material. That's how you make a good adaptation. And that's how you make a good adaptation worthy of being made in the first place. So now, let's go back to the Netflix Avatar. So yeah, I can't be bothered speaking about this garbage anymore, so we're just gonna speed through episode 2, okay? And it's not that good, so we're just strap in.
I hate this show. I want to end it right now. the video and myself. We'll see how far we can get into this.
So, we pick up right where the last episode ended. Zuko wants his avatar.
He ran! The ultimate warrior! He's a coward!
I don't know about that, but it's clear that this avatar is not what you...
Honestly, it's such a change. But Zuko, and it makes sense. He's like a crying, whiny baby. He just wants his avatar, and it suits it. It suits the live action. It really does. It actually does somehow.
And Sokka and Katara fighting about something. But for some reason this time, right, we just get hit with a whiplash of just pure stupidness. So we get this as the fucking episode for episode 2.
Kyoshi Island is only a few hours from here. According to this, Avatar Kyoshi was the fiercest of warriors and a master of what they call the Avatar State.
And a master of what they call the Avatar State. He went into it twice. He fucking knows.
Thing in her shrine will help me control my power before.
It's time to go home.
What?
We did our part. We saved him from the firebenders. Now it's time to go home. My duty, our duty, is to protect the village like Dad told us to.
We do have a duty, and it's to protect the Avatar.
Protect him? You want to protect him, the guy who nearly blew us off the top of this mountain.
It's about more than just helping
True
him.
that.
Before I met him, I couldn't have been enough.
Honestly, true that. If he didn't calm down, I doubt he would have gave a shit. They would have really went overboard, and they would. They are so lucky he calmed down. Because he was Gyato's friend. Goddamn.
It's about more than just helping Aang. Ever since he came into our lives, things have changed for me. Before I met him, I couldn't bend enough water to fill a thimble. And now look what I can do.
Dude. How can you do that? What the hell? He didn't train you. He doesn't know shit. He does not know how to waterbend. So how the fuck do you know that, Alex?
After
Please,
a single
shut
day.
I'm already losing my mind.
Look around. Look where we are now. I don't know about you, but I can't go back.
Also, in the last episode, at the very end, you guys said we're not going back.
Which means we can't go home. It would put everyone in danger.
So why are they rehashing this? Like, guys, I'm already tapping out. Like, seriously, this show is so bad. I tried being fair, but like, the more I try to ignore it, I'm going insane.
So after that, they find Momo, and then we get a massive change from the original, right? We find out Green put a waterbending scroll into Katara's bag before they left. Now, honestly, I don't really care. It's just, whatever. It's alright. But they literally do nothing with this. She doesn't really practice for shit. Not even Aang, to be honest. He does no waterbending this season. In a season where he has to learn waterbending, but whatever. But what I hate about this change is, right, if they aren't going to do anything with this change, then it just ruins the show. Because now we are never going to get the bit. Katara steals it from Pirate, putting her and the crew in danger. But it just shows that she was willing to do anything to get better at waterbending. She had to steal it to get better. Which again, it's fine if they want to change it, but like, they did nothing with this. She does no waterbending this season. Anyways, so they go to Kyoshi Island. Sokka gets fucked up. The light starts shining on Aang's beautiful bald head.
You're making a mistake. He's the Avatar. Ridiculous. It would have been science if he was the Avatar.
What a coincidence.
They go to the village leader to plead their case, and the village leader just wants them to get the fuck out because they don't want any trouble or whatever comes next. And then we get this adorable scene.
I know you're scared. The fuck you say to me, you little shit? To be honest, I don't know what life has been like anywhere. I've been away for a while. But where I'm from, people help each other. I know I don't belong here. That's something I've been feeling a lot lately. But if you can help me, if I can learn to be the Avatar, maybe I could bring the place I'm in, a world where people were happier back.
What harm is there in letting him read through some books?
She's like, alright, just shut the fuck up. You can stay for 48 hours, that's it. And then we get... Hey look, Katara's actually practicing.
Amazing! You're a natural.
Well, these are just the easy forms.
Oh, never mind, she's just a fucking pro.
You're a real waterbender, Katara.
You know, you should be practicing too.
Hey, yeah, you're right, Katara.
The Avatar needs to master all 4 elements.
Maybe later.
No, Aang, seriously, you fucking should be. So we cut to the meeting and then we get some terrible airbending.
See, like that. That's just, you can't just. And then that's, dude. Come on.
And then we get this.
Avoid it. We've avoided a lot of things by living the way we do.
Be that as it may, we've stayed safe.
I fucking hate the character assassination they've done on Suki here, but whatever.
This boy, he may be entertaining, but that doesn't mean he's not dangerous. He's a threat, and the sooner he and his friends are off our island, the better.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a threat. So then Suki and Sokka start doing this weird mating ritual where they're sizing each other up and comparing dick sizes, and naturally, Suki wins. But then Sokka gets embarrassed and runs away or some shit. And oh no, the show's stupid again.
So how am I supposed to figure out how to save the world? How do I stop the Fire Nation from hurting more people? Back home, the other kids used to say I was lucky because I never really had to train. But I did have to train. Not to develop my powers, but to keep them under control. I'm sorry!
What?
What if I never learn how to control my power? How many people will I hurt?
Oh my god. It's like a Tumblr fanfic type writing ad. Like, what? Bro. He's just so special. He's too special for his own good. Ah, boy.
Imagine what'll happen.
And literally, they ended off the fucking last episode saying, I need to master all 4 elements. He knows what he needs to do. Like, bro.
Aang, you're not alone. According to this, all the previous avatars are incarnations of your past lives. You are literally not alone. The other avatars are inside you. The answers aren't inside here. They're inside you.
Literally, Nonkyatsu told him this. Like, did he not? He knows this. They know this. Why is this show so bad? Why is this show so bad?
I think the writers literally just fucking forgot what they wrote and what happened in the last episode. Like, literally, the last episode. Like, they're so dope out of their heads over there at Netflix that they literally forgot what the characters have said and done already. Whatever, man, I'm so done with the show. So, Commander Zhao and Zuko, they start getting ready to go to Kyoshi Island. And then we get this awful scene. The scene with Suki and Tsuko. It's where Tsuko sees Suki, she starts training him or whatever, and then Aang starts talking to Kyoshi through the Bluetooth device in his head. And then back to this.
You need to turn your opponent's power against them. Reflect their strength.
I hate this so much. Like, I actually hate this. Okay. In the original, right? And even in this, they are at least 12 to 15, right? 15 is being generous. Okay? Like, fucking generous. So why are we saying this? It just makes like, dude, this makes me so uncomfortable. Like, bro, what the fuck am I watching? This is, Oh my gosh, this is
Thanks,
disgusting. I hate this.
You're a great teacher.
And you're an excellent student. Though I'm sure you were helped by it's the will and desire. The heart. The truth is, I envy you. I've always wondered what the world outside was like.
Creepy.
But I never had the courage to leave. I've always wondered what I'd
Oh
find.
my god, what the fuck? The mother was
bell.
scared watching that whole time.
We
bro.
have to go.
Why? What's happening?
It's the town alarm.
Oh my
Someone's
God.
coming.
Alright, so. Whatever, man. So Zuko and Commander Zhao show up while Angus still in his VR chat. She yells at him.
Run away from your responsibilities again, and even more will be hurt. Being the Avatar means putting your duties above all else, even your life.
A fight breaks out.
It was straight Super Saiyan tone, man. What the heck?
And then Sokka somehow deflects a fucking fireball.
I think this is part of the problem. Like, everyone is just natural born, like, they're the fucking best. Like, they just are. Like, they absolutely knew the character development and how they slowly get better. We just saw them being so shit. Now Sokka apparently can take on full-fledged firebenders. That, like, fire soldiers or whatever. Like, that's insane. That is insane.
And then Katara, who hasn't been in a single fight before this, right? Couldn't even waterbend as of yesterday, takes down a whole squadron of adult firebenders who do not use their firebending ability. Their controllers just disconnect and they just end up walking towards it.
And now she's combat efficient, apparently.
But then just before Zuko is literally just about to fucking murder Katara, we get the most polarizing scene I've ever seen.
You wanted to know about the power of the Avatar. I will show you.
This.
Impossible.
Literally, I don't know what is happening.
Now I seriously do not understand why they needed to add this in the first place. So I'm so confused, right? So I don't think it's just that any previous avatar can just claim the body of Aang and just shapeshift into who they were. I think it's only if they're at one of their shrines, right? But even then, why? Like, what's the fucking point? The only reason he's there is to talk to you. If he ever wanted if he wanted you to take control, he would have just went into the avatar state, which he has done twice. The only reason he's there is to talk to you, not for you to remote control him like a toy car. Like, why? Like, what would, like, genuinely, what was the point of this? Like, I'm not even trying to hate, like, I'm actually just trying to understand, like, what was the point? So yeah, whatever. She goes around in God mode, destroying the whole lobby, and then she disconnects and Aang comes back, and then...
Everyone
A reason to believe again.
Everyone looks flawless and then she just looks fucked up. Oh, that's crazy.
In our
She got a shiver.
and in the Avatar.
Literally, everyone's fine by her. Like, what the...
Alright, so the old lady's like, get the fuck out of here. So they do. But then guess what? That's right. Not without another creepy scene between what's meant to be two 15-year-olds. I hate this so much, Netflix.
Listen, I wish we had more time.
I know.
Don't.
Thank you, Sokka,
For what?
for bringing the world to me.
Again, being generous. 15 at max. At max. Fuck Netflix. What the fuck?
Why is this in here? Why? I hate it. So they leave, and then, the mother's still being weird.
That's a weird ass family.
So this means you don't want to go home anymore?
And gives another speech about how he's so special and now they need to go to the Northern Water Tribe, but Kyoshi told him to. So after that, right, Zuko says this.
Don't tell anyone.
So you know what Commander Zhao does? Like, straight away. He fucking snitches on him. He goes and tells his fucking dad. He goes and tells Fire Lord Ozai what they've done and who they found, which is the Avatar. So yeah, that ends episode 2. That's right. This is just episode 2, baby. There's still more brain rot left. Now, would you guys believe me if I told you that the next episode is actually good? Yeah, me neither, it's not. So, Azula. Yes, Azula. She rats on someone or something and then they get killed or something. I don't know. And then, oh my gosh, Aang is going on about energy.
Like the water whip, you really need to reach inside and feel the energy flow.
Again with his energy flow shit.
The monks always told us to find a place where emotion meets spirit. A place deeper than thought. Tap into your feelings and gather energy from them.
Tap into your friends.
How to get a stronger 101. Think of like the most traumatic shit that you have enjoyed. And just power through it, I guess.
Wow, that's okay. I bet it was my fault. I should never be a teacher. The monks always said I never listened. I think that's what they said. I never listened. All the more reason for us to get to the north.
Shut the fuck up, bro. So they think they see another airbender and they go to follow it. We cut to Zuko whining again.
My contacts.
No! I told you!
To the Fire Nation.
I don't like him.
Zhao failed his officer training program 3 times.
Did I ask for your opinion?
My apologies.
I love Zuko.
He was only
like
trying to
amazing. He's going.
He was gossiping about a superior
Aang and the crew arrive at Amashu. They need help getting into the Earth Kingdom, and hey, what do you know? Someone's there to help. And then, oh my gosh, they keep making it weird.
Sorry, Dad added the turnip sack. Sure you can make that look good too. Firebenders haven't been able to take it yet. That's why they're so careful here.
So how do you know we're not a threat?
Yeah, exactly.
Just the feeling. Oh wow.
Hold there. Which is generous.
Oh, it wasn't a great crop this month. She told me I wasn't watering the turnips enough. Yeah, there was a reason I married her.
Irrigation, am I right?
My brother-in-law would agree.
We're just gonna ignore it. We're just gonna ignore it.
Bro, Jet is meant to be 16 to 17, and Katara's like fucking 14. Bro, what is wrong with this show? So they get in, and what do you know? It was not an airbender. It was just a dude in a glider, but oh no, wait, there's an explosion, so they have to go do some hero stuff.
He's an airbender! You're a waterbender!
We can fucking see, bro.
Are you alright?
Oh my god.
Are you hurt?
Dad.
So they meet with the Mechanist and his son, and they get the lowdown of the siege in Omashu, and yeah, so apparently there's several hidden firebenders that have like broken into Omashu and like wreaking havoc on people there. So even though Aang knows he needs to get to the Northern Water Tribe to prevent whatever the fuck is about to happen, he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna flex on the Avatar. So he does.
Because I'm the Avatar.
Zuko and Commander Zhao get a word of the airbender being in Omashu, and Zuko and Iroh insist on it being just them two going to see what's up. We get some more bullshit with Katara, a lady who could not waterbend, but then suddenly she could waterbend so hard she overcame a fucking firebender. Not one, but like several. But then she took stupid juice again, and now we're back to square one apparently. And then she finds out, oh no, the Mechanist is actually a secret informant of the Fire Nation. That dude shows up again, and they make it creepy again.
They're in danger. I've got to warn them.
They'll be fine. This may be a turncoat.
And then it's revealed, oh my gosh, it's Jet, you know, from the original show.
Who are you?
You can call me Jet.
Do you like the show now? Do you? Do you? No, but... Anyways, and for some reason they decide to follow the fucking firebender for some reason. Oh wait, no, I know. It's to give us this scene. This very cool action scene. Look guys, see how much fun I'm having? I'm having so much fun. Look at the funness in my eyes. Look at the joy on my face. And oh my god. So then we cut to, I'm not even kidding you, right? Even though this isn't the original show, I still think it's probably one of the best scenes they have in the whole show.
And you're saying you implemented this with water-based transportation?
Well, no, it's just an idea I had to make our ice dodging ships more maneuverable.
Ah, very clever. Your father must be proud of you.
Yeah, Dad doesn't really pay attention to stuff like this. He's got more important things to worry about. He's a warrior.
The world is filled with warriors. There are far too few great engineers.
Engineer? No, this is just a hobby. My role is to protect the village and be a warrior, just like Dad.
Protecting the ones we love is important, but I also know we must pursue the talents that we've been given. Sokka, you're a gifted engineer. Don't ignore that. It's not always easy to find your path in life, but when you find it, you must embrace it.
See guys, look, see, I can see both sides, I can see the positives. So Katara meets the other freedom fighters, and then Aang realizes it wasn't the firebender who was making all the explosions. I wonder who it could be. So then we cut back to Katara, and she's like, fuck this barrel. And she just fucking decimates it. And then Jet and Katara just stare at each other, and then he gives her the most creepiest fucking stare I've ever seen. Oh my god. Fuck was that?
What are you doing?
So Zuko and Ara there are under disguise, and Azula and Commander Zhao become pen pals. So then Aang tells Sokka it wasn't the firebenders who's been blowing stuff up, but then...
I know who's behind the bombs. What? No, Jet's not the bad guy. Sai is.
Are you kidding?
Oh no! Who could it be? But then this leads to what I will admit to be the best joke of the whole show. The only good joke.
Where are you going?
To prove you're a jerk.
Oh, yeah? Well, I don't need proof of that.
I hate that got me.
So then Katara goes to tell her new boyfriend Jet that Aang and Zuko thinks he stinks like poo, but it turns out it actually was him who's been blowing stuff up. What? That's crazy. So then he tells Katara he's gonna fucking blow up the Mechanist and the King in one go. Okay, so Katara says...
Innocent people are gonna die, Jet.
And Jet's just like, oh wow, Katara, okay, it's just gonna be like that, huh? So Katara goes to tell the crew that he does indeed smell like poo. Then on the way to save the Mechanist and the King, Aang runs into Prince Zuko. So then the show forgets everything they have said and done again. And oh my gosh, it's just so fucking annoying.
Stand and fight!
For what? Why is this so important to you?
You're an enemy of the Fire Nation.
And that's it? That's why you've been hunting me for 3 years?
How do you know it's been 3 years? Unless... You have my notebook!
Did you already know that? I know Fire Nation, like, they hate him.
So then Katara says the Mechanist distracts the guard, so then Zuko can rage quit back to the lobby, and then the episode ends with Aang about to get his shit rocked.
I don't think I can do this. If you guys want a part 2, let me know, but I can't do this anymore.
And now I am done. I can't watch any more of this show. I am done. I'm telling you guys, I am done now. I've lost my mind. I can't do this. Okay, now let's just, me going through the show with you guys and just saying out loud and listing all just how awful this show isn't good enough for you guys. Let me just explain now why the show is so bad and why I've been driven to insanity, if it hasn't been, again, obvious already. Right? Okay, so to me, right, just flat out, and I feel like this is just the case, okay, this show is so egregious to the fact that it wants to be the original Avatar: The Last Airbender show, the original show, but it's so pretentious to the fact that it will go out of its way to actively change everything about this show just because Netflix thinks they can do better. It's like, I'm not even kidding you, right? It's quite literally copying your homie's homework just because you don't know what the fuck to do. But your homie, right? He's already written like the best answer, like the best answer. So no matter how you write it, it's going to be bad. Alright? Let's just give him that benefit of the doubt. Alright? No matter what, it was going to be bad. It was never going to be as good as the original. Right? Because I guess no matter how you splice it, alright, no matter which side you want to fall on they wanted to follow the show exactly or they didn't, it comes up to the point where it's just bad overall. No matter how you want to splice it. And it just brings me to my point of like, why? Like, why? Like, why? Like, what was the point? Why did this show have to be made? Why did this show had to be made? Why? What was the point of this show existing? In my eyes, alright, and I'm pretty sure in so many others, the original is so perfect. And in my eyes, right, the show is so perfect that they could not have afforded to do this and mess it up. Yet they did. In my eyes, right, like they quite literally could have just gone the My Hero Academia route and just followed it pretty closely. And if you didn't, that's fine. Like, that's actually fine. But again, what you could have did was how the original worked out was because there were only 20-minute episodes. I guess now you have an hour. So you could have literally just copied the show, did the show, and then for the rest of that time did whatever the fuck you want. You could have fleshed it out and literally just put whatever you wanted in that remaining time. But no, you decided to change everything, even the good stuff, for no reason. So what they did for this show is quite literally, right, grabbed 3 episodes and crammed them all into one episode for every single episode. But then they got a giant mixer and mixed it all around and changed everything and quite literally fucked everything up. And again, like at that point, it's just like, why? Like you could have just grabbed all 3 episodes, put it into one, and then for the rest of that time, just do whatever you wanted. But no, you didn't. You actively went out of your way to change everything, Netflix, just because you thought you could tell the exact same story but better. So you destroy everything about the story. And honestly, I genuinely feel bad for how I feel about this show. But hey, if you didn't know, the simple fact that the original creators came out and said that they completely disown this Netflix adaptation, that this is not the show that they set out to make, I feel completely valid and vindicated in how I feel. Like, this show is garbage. I really did want to love the show. I really did. I swear to God. When it was announced 6 years ago, yes, 6 years ago, I remember thinking of all the ways they could have brought it to life. Like, I remember rewatching it back then too. I was like, oh, yo, like, just imagine. But this is not how I imagined it. Again, how I feel is, like, they just so clearly want to be the original Avatar, but they go out of their way to change everything for no reason. Just because they could, I guess. They literally just wanted to be the original, but they shit all over the original simultaneously just to stroke their ego and just to make themselves feel good. It's like literally like copying someone's homework, but you don't want to make it obvious, so like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know, I'm done. I can't with the show anymore. I'm officially checked out. I can't with the show anymore. Look, if you like this show, good on you, I guess. All the power to you, but I just can't. I wish I could, but I can't. But hey, look, I don't like my food covered in shit, the same way I don't like my movies, TV shows covered in shit. But if you guys can handle someone shoveling shit in your mouth, which you don't have to be, by the way, you don't have to support this show, because it is garbage. Please, like, I want to open up your guys' eyes. This show is so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, I guess if you guys can handle a shit show, then all the power to you, and good on you, I guess. If you guys would like me to finish this show, let me know. I don't think I can. I doubt it gets any better than this. I don't even know if I have any mental capacity left for anything in life in general after the show. Anyways, I hope I fixed you guys' eyes, and hope you can see a little bit more about how bad the show is. Anyways, I hope I explained myself well enough to get people to stop accepting like shows like this that are shit. Look, I know we can't really do anything. If they wanted to ruin the show, and they did, good job, I guess. And the least we can do is not accept it. And we can stop gaslighting each other and saying it's a good show and stuff like that. Just stop. It's not. Please stop. I'd much rather us as a community like decide to reject something that is bad instead of us all getting Stockholm syndrome and like lying to ourselves saying it's good. Because Again, it's not, alright? And we need to put a stop to supporting bullshit. Like, trust me, if they wanted to make it good, and they could have, but they didn't, alright? They didn't, alright? Just look at The Last of Us, alright? If they really wanted to make a show good, they could have. But this is hot garbage. This is so bad. But thanks, Netflix. Now I have a debilitating mental health crisis. But thanks for that, I guess. Thanks. Will we ever find out why Prince Zuko has a fucking voodoo doll? We'll never know, I guess. Actually, I'm not lying. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. If the show ever reveals that, why he has a fucking voodoo doll, please let me know. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this video didn't turn out bad. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Probably never gonna happen, but hey, putting it out into the universe, so who knows. And hey, leave a comment, like and subscribe. Tell me if you agree or disagree. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. But if you just let me know. And also let me know if you guys want more movie and TV show breakdown and stuff like that. Or anything else, just let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. I love you. Bye-bye.
She'd heard from so many showrunners who are given notes by the streaming channels that they say, this isn't second screen enough. The viewer is expected to be on their phone, kind of half doing something else while your crime drama or whatever is playing. And you just can't make it as complicated as you have because they're not going to understand it because they're only going to be half concentrating on your show.
You know, when you hear stuff like that, it's actually not that surprising how often shows like Avatar would repeat the same information they just told you a few minutes ago. You're not supposed to pay attention when you watch Netflix. You're just supposed to put it on in the background so you have something to listen to while you make dinner. But like, if you're designing your content so that it's best consumed while half paying attention to it, why would I waste my time devoting all of my attention to it?